Greetings, gentlemen and gentlewomen, and welcome to a new episode of Dysfunctional Humans, the reality show where we track down weird people from the World Wide Web, force them to overshare details of their personal lives, and poke fun at their terrible life choices, all for that sweet audience share. Today's Dysfunctional Human is an old friend of our program and an old-time fan favorite, the eccentric Lord Broblord. You may remember this bizarre individual from our episode on outlandish coping mechanisms, or maybe from the time he chased down our troop naked wielding only a 5-foot siege weapon. Such a delightful fella. However, today's topic should be slightly less life-threatening for our cameraman, because rumor has been spreading about Lord Broblord's recent activities. Looks like something big is brewing, so we hit the streets to investigate. Hello, sorry, you are a former university classmate of Lord Broblord, are you?
Oh zio, ma come cazzo parli?
Sì, ecco, potresti dirci che tipo è?
Niente, tipo mega disagio, una roba che c'è troppo peso. Che poi io gli ho detto 1000 volte, frate, ma che minchia te ne stai a farti chiusoni di PlayStation e robottini? Oh, ma vieni a fare serata che è pieno di tipe, cioè, la figa a pioggia proprio. No, ma mai una volta, con 2 tirava pacco che manco Bartolini. No, vabbè, comunque è troppo simpa, cioè, mi scasso. Ma sono tipo 10 anni che non c'ha testa, gli ultimi 2 pure peggio, che sembra lì quei giappi che non escono, cos'è, Yue Amaki?
Kikomori?
Minchia, quelli a bomba. E niente, cioè, scomparso, che a me viene il magone. Ma è ancora vivo.
This doesn't come as a surprise to our affectionate viewers. We are talking about a profoundly antisocial soul, who prefers to detach from his fellow humans and live in his ivory tower, immersed in his own world and activities, surrounded by his routines, toys, and knickknacks. But according to our sources, there is more to the story. Recently, Lord Broblord has been sighted outside during the day, which apparently is quite a rare event. We interviewed his neighbor, who shared some additional information.
So, yeah, I was minding my own business as usual when I noticed he was sitting in his desk looking how to reach Venice on Google Maps, which is really peculiar considering he never travels and he hasn't received any email with a hotel confirmation, like not even in his spam folder. But then he suddenly moved to his basement and started building stuff, and I hate when he does that because the internet connection there is very unreliable, so I can't tell you for sure what he is building. Anyway, I got worried and checked on the journal he keeps on his secure cloud folder, just to make sure everything is okay and be a good neighbor. And last week he actually mentioned a trip, but that doesn't make sense because the entry for March 11, 2018 said, and I quote,
"People always look at me weird when I say this, but I don't really like traveling. Sure, seeing the world is nice, but it's also terribly expensive and ecologically irresponsible. Not to mention the stress and discomfort of leaving one's own house, just to go to places which are inevitably crowded beyond reason."
See, that's not possible! Did he change his mind? Is he going somewhere? I need to know more!
Why would the person that barely leaves his house for groceries plan a trip and be so secretive about it? I bet there is something fishy going on here. So we reached out to some of his associates to ask.
Oh no, he's just running away from a timeless entity that wants to steal his body and harvest his memories to continue its pursuit of unlimited knowledge and immortality.
I'm sorry, what? The whole multiverse wars that are going on. You don't know about that? No?
What do newspapers talk about on this planet? Gossip?
Can you give us some juicy info? I'm sorry, sadly I am still his therapist, so this kind of stuff is covered by professional secrecy. I can't disclose it with anyone. We can pay.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, recently has become obsessed with personal improvement and pushing himself out of his comfort zone. A few days ago he also started one of his monologues on philosophy, the meaning of life, the crushing weight of time, all that stuff. I don't know, I stopped listening immediately because I hate when he does that. I can tell you this, all that pseudo self-help bullcrap is going to his head. Can't he just numb his conscience with alcohol and mindless entertainment like a normal person? No, he has to constantly seek new challenges and adventures.
like facing your fears and expanding your views is going to make you a better person. And for God's sake, don't get me started on learning experiences and progress from discomfort. Just shut up.
Are you sure you are a licensed therapist?
Of course, I'm just sick of having to deal with other people's issues. I mean, grow up! Do you want to go to Norway? Go to Norway, you Do you really need to make that much fuss about it like it's some kind of life-changing experience?
Oh! Thanks to our lovely guest for taking part in our program. We have drawn the picture of a man torn by his internal conflicts and search for meaning, willing to go,
there you are! Are you doing another episode on me? What part of I will bite your liver did you not understand? Oh, is this rolling?
Hi, so you like to gossip and snoop around, don't you? Fine, I'll tell you everything. But first, I want a decent background. No?
This one is cool.
Proposal, let's do a nice thought experiment. Let's suppose there is a purely hypothetical dude who just turned 29 with a collection of brain disorders bigger than his collection of melee weapons. This hypothetical curly-haired dimwit has never traveled his entire life and is barely able to keep himself alive on a day-to-day basis. He's a control freak, hates driving, and more importantly gets irrationally exasperated when he has to interact with the rest of society. However, that specific mustache enthusiast is also a firm believer in the power of slow but steady personal improvement and in taking things step by step to gradually work on his own flaws. So, what would that very rational person do? If your answer is take a 3 months, 8,000 kilometers solo road trip around Europe with no plan or where to sleep or how to afford all of this except working remotely 40 hours a week, well, you are correct. And that guy is a complete dumbass.
Bip bop! I am the fairy of unforeseen setbacks, and what do my fairy eyes see? A guy with an ambition, hoping at least something goes according to plan? On this channel? Not on my watch! Simsalabim! Your cat gets sick! Hocus pocus! Your mom needs a diagnosis! Alakazam! Your boss messes up your vacation plan!
Yep, since I started planning this trip and shooting this video, a couple of things have changed. Now I'm going to leave in a few weeks and I still have no idea where I will be on any given day or how long I will stay away, but there is one thing I am sure of, and that is, if I just go with the flow, everything will be fine. So, no need to panic. No panic at all. Why would I panic? There is no reason to panic. Anyway, back to the past me. He was already panicking and the worst was yet to come. I don't know if in my brain this is supposed to be shock therapy, torture, or both, but yes, I'm going to jump in my car and somehow follow a path that will look something like this. Maybe. Who knows?
Why am I doing this?
No, that's actually a good question. For many of you, this won't even sound like a big deal. I mean, everyone travels, but for me, it really is a big deal. And I guess I want to prove something to myself, whatever that something is, and see if I have enough grit and determination to just steamroll through all the problems and challenges and anxiety and stress and loneliness and everything else that will surely arise. I even forgot the lights. In case you couldn't tell, I am absolutely terrified. This is my biggest adventure ever, and I am utterly unqualified, but I'm going from 0 to 600 because I have a lot of problems. And there are so many things that could go wrong. I mean, I could
accidentally get lost in Germany and find shelter in a cave that is connected to a realm of humanoid amphibians living inside the Hollow Earth that will mistake me for an emissary of their earthworm god, and I will get consumed by my lust for power and lead them to the surface where they will consider the existence of Noodle's offensive and decimate the population of Denmark. I need to be prepared for this kind of scenario. Now, jokes aside, the chances of me ending up dead in a ditch somewhere are in the single digit, but of course the publications on this channel will be paused until I come back. However, if you want to make sure I survive and eat my vegetables, I will keep you updated on Instagram, so you might want to follow me there if you're interested in this silly little adventure. If you can't stay without me for a few months, that's the place to be. I'm excited, I'm nervous, but it's too late to turn back, so let's do this. For everyone curious, I will leave in the second week of September, so if you see a suspicious trail of death and destruction unfolding across Northern Europe, it's not my fault. I have nothing to do with that. Why would you think that? Oh, and let me know if you'd be interested in a recap video after the trip, even if it's not really the usual content of the channel. I will not do a full-on travel vlog because it will come out 80 hours long and I am exceptionally bad at those, but who knows, maybe I will have some interesting stories to tell. I surely hope so. Okay, that's all from me today. This video could have been a 60 characters tweet, but you know me at this point. Thank you for watching and for being supportive. I really appreciate you. See you on the other side of this adventure. And until then, take care. Because I'm not sure I will.